Hey there, and welcome back to AstroBeauty, where we take makeup and we take astrology and we put them together to make life just a little bit more beautiful. Today, the moon is in Aries, and so for this episode of How Can I Match My Makeup to the Moon Sign, I'm going to put together a nice little Aries look and talk about the moon in Aries astrology as soon as I get my face makeup on in just a minute. And here we are. I have my full face makeup done, and I'm ready to start talking about the moon in Aries and the moon in Aries makeup for the day. Now, I'm really trying to figure out the most streamlined, organized way that I can do these videos without making them too long. I really want to make them shorter. So I kind of wanted to think of some key terms in advance that I could use to describe Aries today, because I feel like if I do that, then maybe I won't be searching so much to try to explain things and taking forever. So today, for my Aries, moon and Aries themed video, the words that I wanted to use to kind of embody what the Aries moon sort of means to me, and also what I'm doing with myself today, are these. So Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. To me, it's the spark of life from which everything else can then unfold. And so because of that, when I think of Aries, I think of the pioneer, the initiator, risk taker, someone who is brave and courageous and not afraid to rush ahead even without maybe knowing what's out there. Definitely not always somebody who, or not necessarily somebody, but the energy doesn't necessarily think things through. It's just kind of okay, let's go, let's get started. The initiator, fresh, lively, vibrant, and it's ruled by Mars, so also masculine. And I always, when I think of Aries, I think of the warrior, somebody who is battle ready. And it's funny because we're talking about the moon in Aries today, and my teacher has her moon in Aries, and she's also an ascendant in Taurus, and she once described herself as eyeshadow palettes and combat boots. And that is just like the most perfect combination of an ascendant in Taurus with an Aries moon. Like when I think of the Aries moon, I'm like, oh, well, that's where the combat boots come from. It's like the warrior energy, like somebody who's always battle ready. And so for my look today, in honor of the masculine Mars vibe, I am totally just relaxed and wearing like a graphic tee and some metal jewelry and some black stretch pants because we got to be active, we got to be ready to go, and we must be battle ready. So that's what I'm going for, like with my general vibe today. You know, you think Aries, and I'm like, what can I wear that's red? What can I wear that's red? But then I'm like, you know what? It doesn't have to be red. It can still be about Mars without being red because I just wasn't feeling coming on in bright red today. 4 minutes, still not talking about makeup. So for my makeup, I am going to do kind of like a more natural look. I'm going to do a really minimal eye look with a black liner and just some neutral shades. I want it to be like fresh and like youthful sort of also because it's Mars, you know, it's not Saturn, like it's not like the older masculine energy, it's like the youthful masculine energy. And so, you know, I'm going to use my 100% pure cream blush in the color Posy. I'm going to slap on like a bright fresh lip. And that is going to be my Aries vibe today. Sort of like fresh, lively makeup, battle ready, and kind of like on my rock star vibe a little bit. I don't know. When I think of Aries moons, something about the way that rock stars dress, just like, it's just kind of like, I don't know how I feel. Like just a t-shirt, jeans, combat boots, some like more heavy jewelry. Yeah, that's just what I think about. And so that's what we're doing today. And that won't always be my Aries vibe, but for today, that's what we're going with. And so let's get started. Now, I'm going to prime my eyes and let's talk. So Aries, the moon in Aries, the moon is going into Aries. And what does that mean for us when the moon is going into Aries this month? Well, Aries is a fire sign, and who else is in a fire sign? That's right, Jupiter. Jupiter is also in a fire sign. Jupiter is square Neptune currently and the black moon, but it's in Sagittarius. And so when the moon goes through Aries this month, it will trine Jupiter. And what else will it do? Well, Aries is a cardinal sign. And who else are in cardinal signs? Oh, that's right. Saturn, Pluto, in the south node. So when the moon goes into Aries, it will also square Saturn, Pluto, and the south node. Joy. So what does that mean for us? Well, okay, first, I'm literally like trying to make a fast video today because Aries is fast. And so I'm trying to do that also. And I am going to not really put that much on my eyes. The main part of my like Aries makeup look is going to be more from my blush and my lips. And I want to kind of downplay my eyes. I have this really pretty color. It's from Zuzu. And it is in the shade Casino. And it is just, I don't know if you can see that. It's like a very nude color, but it's just got tons of like really nice shimmer micro glitter in it. So I'm just going to go over my whole eye with that, and that's going to be my shadow. And then I'm going to do a nice thick black line with my green tea mascara or my green tea liner from 100% Pure, and that is going to be my eye look, plus my mascara, of course. I need to say I'm an all-natural makeup channel. I only use all-natural makeup because I think it's just as good, and it doesn't pollute your body with toxic chemicals that get seeped into your pores and then filtered by your organs. So I only use all-natural makeup, and I love, 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 love trying new and different brands of all-natural makeup. And that's what I intend to do while I create my astrology makeup looks. Try out different kinds of makeup, natural makeup, and talk about what I like, what I don't like, and what is just like absolutely amazing. And share it with the world so that you guys can know too, so that you don't have to think that if you want really good, high quality, beautiful makeup, that you have to pollute your body. Ah. So I don't even know if you can really see that, but that's kind of the point. There's not a color to it really. It's just some really fine shimmer, because that's what I want to go with for my Aries. Just want like a really neutral, bright eye. Because again, it's not a super like feminine sign. It's ruled by Mars. Okay, so speaking of Mars, we've said that, so when the moon goes through Aries and trines Jupiter, the moon rules our emotions, our internal selves, our thought, like internal like responses to things and stuff like that. And so when the moon goes through Aries and trines Jupiter, there's likely to be an expansion of feelings in whatever area of life that the moon represents. And this is just for everyone generally, because this is impacting all of us in different ways. And so there's likely to be like an expanded sense of feeling or emotion regarding something. And because it's fire signs, it might be something that you're feeling sort of passionately about. Hopefully it's not tending towards anger. Hopefully it's tending more towards passion. All right, I'm going to go around my eye in this now with my little elf brush. The same Zuzu casino color. I like this Zuzu brand, but I don't see it much. I got these at Earth Fair, the grocery store Earth Fair. The location, I loved that store. The location that I used to go to went out of business, and they had like a huge like clearance sale going on for like weeks. And believe I got as much makeup as I possibly could, because they only sell organic and natural makeup. But I got a bunch of these, well, not a bunch. I got 3 of these Zuzu eyeshadows, and I really love all of them. They're not super pigmented. They're really subtle, but they're all really beautiful. Anyways, back to the astrology. So, yeah, an expanded sense of like emotion or feeling in the fire signs, or, you know, it could be like a desire to like take action in regard to something, because fire signs take action, and especially with the moon in Aries, you might be wanting to like start something. The pioneer, the initiator. That's what I'm thinking. Can you see it? I don't know if you can. And then after the moon trines Jupiter, okay, now I'm going to take my green tea liner from 100% Pure, and I'm going to line. So after the moon trines Jupiter, it will then go on and do the square with Saturn and the South Node and Pluto in Capricorn. And this, yeah, it's exactly what I was going for. Thank you. Look at how different my eyes look, just because I made one line with this little makeup brush. Oh. So yes, this, my friends, when we have the squares to Capricorn with the moon, when it's in one of the cardinal signs, these might tend to be the heavier time of the month, because, like I said, the moon is our emotions and how we feel about things, pretty much what we're thinking. And our emotions, obviously, a lot of times control our behaviors and stuff like that if we haven't really learned super good control yet, which we are all working on through this process of the black moon with Neptune in Pisces and in square to Jupiter and Saturn, Pluto, South Node. That's kind of what we're all working on. But in the meantime, while we're going through this, these times of months, when these squares are happening in the cardinal signs, can be rather challenging just in terms of expanded emotion in regards to changes that are happening on really deep internal levels that maybe we're not completely comfortable with. I need to fix this one a little bit. So that's what's happening, but here's the thing that's going on alongside of it to just like pump up the volume a little bit more. The moon is in Aries, right? And who is the ruler of Aries? It's Mars, which is why we're going with the combat vibe, rocker, chick, sort of, sort of, let's just be ready for battle, be ready to go. So Mars is doing things alongside the moon in Aries and the square to Saturn and Pluto. Oh, yes, I do, I will. Yes, sir. May I have another black tea liquid mascara for later? I mean, black tea liquid liner for later. All right. Now, I'm going to take my Pacifica black liquid liner, this guy, who I also love and adore so much, and I am going to just dot like in my lower lash line. I don't want really a line, but I just want to darken up like the root of my lashes. Okay, so let's talk about Mars, the ruler of Aries. Side by side with the squares that are going on to those big planets, those big planets, Saturn and Pluto. Mars, the ruler of Aries, while the moon is in Aries, is going to be in opposition to the black moon and the Neptune conjunction in Pisces. Mars is going to be in the later degrees, I think around like 17. I'm not exactly sure. I'll put the degree on the screen. But Mars is at a degree in Virgo that is very close to opposing the black moon and Neptune in Pisces. And what does that mean? Well, that probably means like enhanced energy that can tend towards, like it's Mars, so it can tend towards like anger or depression or aggression. And it's opposing the shadow side and Neptune, which can bring like illusion and confusion or also clarity. So with Mars in opposition, while the moon is squaring off to Saturn and Pluto, this is one of those couple day periods where we really probably should do well to like mind ourselves and try to be in control of our emotions, especially with the full moon having just happened in Pisces right there and coming off the full moon. There's still a lot of really charged energy there. And to me, it's just kind of like a yellow light. You know what I mean? Like, let's proceed with caution through this moon and Aries phase. And then with the trine to Jupiter also expanding things, even though Jupiter, I mean, things can always transpire in a really positive way too. Like there's a lot of really positive ways that this could manifest for someone. But generally, just because of the planets involved, like Pluto and Saturn in the South Node, and the square to the moon, and Mars opposing the black moon and Neptune, yeah, it to me, it's just like, let's take a yellow light on this one. Let's try over this couple days to try to be more grounded in ourselves and try not to like let our emotions get too blown out of proportion. Like let's kind of wait it out and see what happens, when the moon goes into Taurus. Okay? So this is literally all I'm doing for my eyes. And now let's do the blush and let's do the under eye first. And let's talk about those of you who are ascendants in Aries, what this moon in Aries, the new moon in Aries and this past full moon in Aries are looking like for you, and then also like what areas of life may be affected while the moon goes through your sign this month. So for you Aries ascendants, most likely the new moon happened for you guys in your 6th house because it's Virgo, so it would be the 6th house. And the 6th house is like all about like staying busy, basically. It's very much about our day-to-day activities. It includes like our health in terms of like how we serve ourselves, like how we take care of ourselves and how we take care and serve like others, kind of. Also, it has to do with like our routines and our schedules and our daily activities and ongoings. And so with all of that energy with the sun, for at the beginning of this month, when the new moon went through your sign, with the sun, the moon, Mercury, Mars, and Venus all in the 6th, there was probably a lot of energy. You were probably very busy. A lot of goings on, a lot of tasks to do, a lot of things to complete, it also rules like legal matters, but just generally the 6th house kind of keeps you busy because it's what you do on like a daily basis, like your routines, your schedules, stuff like that. So there's a good chance that you have been really busy with like mundane things, like daily tasks over this past month since the new moon in Virgo happened in your sign. Now, okay, so that's that. Really busy, lots of just like mundane day-to-day matters. Okay, so I'm using this. This is amazing. It is the Fruit Pigmented, ooh, I have like black on my finger. Sorry, it's eyeliner. I have the Fruit Pigmented, it's the Fruit Pigmented cream blush from 100% Pure. It is so pigmented. All of their stuff is pigmented by fruit. It's fruit pigmented. It's not like lake number 5 and red number 7, you know? So I'm going to use this today, and it's going to just give me that like nice, fresh flush that I'm looking for my Aries look today. Okay, so back to the astrology. So if the new moon happened in your 6th house of like daily goings on, and it, like I said, it also rules health. Like what we do to take care of our bodies is kind of like the thing. It's a sign of the 6th house is associated with the sign of Virgo. So it's all about kind of refining things and trying to do things in the best way that we can, and that includes the physical body and how we take care of ourselves. So there may have been an emphasis on your health also. Look at that. Oh, be still my heart. Since the new moon happened a few weeks ago. Now, if the new moon happened in your 6th house, then that puts the full moon having happened most likely in your 12th house, which is like a whoa buddy situation for you, Aries, you guys. Like, you possibly may have experienced something like profound, sort of, over the new moon or over the full moon, or maybe perhaps in this period, like this next 2-week period following. Look how pretty. Oh, I just love that. 100% pure. Like, why do we need anything else? Give me fruit pigments all day long. I'm just going to do a little bit more just because I really want it to be kind of bright for Aries. So yeah, this is why I say that. You guys have Pisces on your 12th house most likely. Pisces is the ruler, or Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. Neptune right now is in Pisces, and Pisces is associated with the 12th house. So it's like a triple opportunity for Neptune to bless you, basically. Or it could go the other way, but let's not focus on that. Because Neptune, at its highest octave, I feel like, really rules like unconditional love, unconditional healing. Just like it's the higher octave of Venus. And I feel like it's like love without bound. And for you to have the opportunity to have Neptune in Pisces in the 12th house with the full moon, that's like shining the biggest light and expansion. And also, like with the full moon, it's a release. And the 12th house rules release. So with that having happened for you guys, the full moon with Neptune and the black moon is there too. Like there is such an opportunity for some type of like profound like healing in some way, or for you to have been able to release something or let go of something that's been holding you back or hindering you for a really long time. And especially with all of those planets across in the 6th of health, you know, I just feel like that was a really special moon for you guys, because this is a really special time for you guys. Like that's not very common that you would have Neptune with the black moon in Pisces in the 12th house. Like if you do that right, if you're ready for that, and if you really do it, like that is a recipe for such a spiritual upgrade and ability to release past things. It's a really amazing thing that you guys have had, you ascendant in Aries, and all of us, you know, all of us with the full moon with Neptune in Pisces, but just especially for you guys because it's in your 12th house. All right, I'm done with this. Oh, I just love it. I'm going to use my sponge and just kind of pat it in a little bit. And then I'm literally like almost done. I'm just going to use a little bit of my luminizer from 100% Pure to kind of like dust over it a little bit. And then I need to powder and kind of buff out my under eye. And I will be done. And I'm doing good on the astrology right now too. So we might be making record time today. Yay, Aries! Maybe this is a new start, a fresh start for my not taking an hour to do my makeup and talk about astrology videos, AstroBeauty videos. Yes. Oh, I have to do my lip too. So, all right, I guess first I'm going to powder out my under eye, and then I'm going to throw some of my bamboo finishing powder, this stuff from 100% Pure, bamboo blur powder. Oh, I just like it so much. You need the tiniest bit. And I'm actually gonna, since this was a cream blush and I'm not going over it with a powder, I'm actually going to set it with a little bit of this blur powder too. Like I literally can use like the tiny bit that's stuck to the cap. So, all right, now what else for you ascendants in Aries? Well, like I said, when the moon goes through your sign, your chart ruler, because if you're an ascendant in Aries, that means that your chart ruler, the ruler of your whole chart, is Mars. And so what Mars does plays a significant role for you. And Mars, like I said, is in those like mid to later degrees of Virgo right now, and is going to be, oh, I just love it, is going to be opposing the Neptune and the black moon in your 12th, where the full moon just was. So that might be, you know, with Mars opposing Neptune, like there might be an enhanced desire, like a really strong desire to escape from things, or there might be like a big irritation in terms of like not wanting to face situations or deal with things. With all of that energy right now in your 12th house, you may be lacking energy. And especially, I should have said, with the full moon, when it went through the 12th, I wouldn't have been surprised if you were lacking energy. I mean, as an Aries ascendant, you probably are always quite active and have an abundance of energy. But with that full moon in the 12th, with Neptune and all of that, I wouldn't be surprised if you were feeling just like a little tired these days. So there's that. But also for you guys, the whole, like with Mars there, your chart ruler opposing Neptune and the black moon while the moon goes through Aries, and makes the square to Saturn and Capricorn and Pluto in Capricorn, that whole like lean towards like anger or depression might be affecting you guys more, because the moon is our emotions and our feelings, and your moon's ruler is opposing that whole Neptune black moon situation, and especially with the black moon there, like it could definitely create like internal feelings of angst, or just like feeling like down or depressed, or outwardly angry and irritated with things and not really knowing exactly why. So that's just something to keep in mind, that with your chart ruler making those aspects right now and having just had the full moon and everything that's going on there, just kind of try not to get too carried away, like I said, but especially for you guys, because you guys may be like some of the people who are most strongly affected by the opposition of Mars and the Neptune black moon that's going on right now, just because he is your chart ruler. So, and the moon is going through your sign. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now, I am going to use this luminizer right here out of my Punk Princess palette. And then I'm going to put my mascara and my lipstick on, and I'll be like full happy with my Aries look for today. So let's talk about you Aries moon people real quick. You guys, as the moon goes through your sign this month, you guys are the ones that have the sustained and ongoing Jupiter trine. And also, you know what, I'm going to use a tiny bit of this pink too, just because I want to brighten it up just a tiny bit more. You guys have the sustained Jupiter trine and the sustained Capricorn Saturn square, so you're probably quite familiar with how that feels because it's been ongoing with you guys for so long, impacting your emotional body. The square between the moon and the Saturn South Node Pluto conjunction in Capricorn. But obviously, you know, as the moon goes through Aries, it's going to conjunct your moon, and it's going to compound the whole emotional square, the tension that's going on between those big planets that are trying to purge and transform whatever area of your life they're focused in. Okay. Yes. Let's do mascara. So for you guys, just try not to be too hard on yourselves. The moon square Saturn can make you be kind of hard on yourself. So just try not to do that. And the ruler of your moon is also making the opposition, so that might be tugging on you too. And then Jupiter's there expanding it all. So, I mean, like I said, this is a sustained thing for you guys because you've been dealing with it natally in your own energy. You've been processing this square since it's been ongoing. So you already know what it's about, but every month as the moon goes through your sign and conjuncts your moon, it's probably just going to put like an exclamation point on the end of that. So, oh, you guys can do it. I know you can. Just stay strong. And you Aries moons, you are definitely courageous, and you can definitely withstand the battle, and you are so strong, and you are so ahead of the game. So don't let it get you down. You got it. You're the leaders. You can handle it. I know you can. Not that that makes it any easier, but I still know you can. All right, so this is my mascara that I just absolutely adore and love and can't seem to get enough of. It's the Green Tea Mascara from 100% Pure. It smells so good and it works so good. Everyone needs this mascara. All right. I actually already curled my lashes earlier today. I've done a full day. I did my face makeup like first thing this morning. And then I had to do stuff all day long, and I just got an opportunity to come back and do my eye makeup. So I did curl my lashes today. And you know what else I did today? I carded wool. That's right. I carded wool. I'm doing homeschool. It doesn't even know what that is. I didn't. But I'm doing homeschooling with my 6-year-old son, and part of his curriculum is handwork. It's called handwork. And we had to get this kit of like wool products from this company, and they give you a bunch of, look at how gorgeous. They give you a bunch of projects to do. It's like crafts, basically. But they gave us a full fleece, and we had to like clean it and like pick all the grass and stuff out of it, and then wash it, and then card it. And now we're like pulling it and carding it. Well, that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. We're letting it dry now. But we'll have to like pull it and card it in order to make the fiber to stuff our crafts. Yes. So that's what I did today. I washed and cleaned, picked out, and set to dry in preparation of carding wool. Yep. Carding wool. All right. So back to the astrology now that you guys know a little detail of my weirdness. We can talk about you Aries stellium people who have tons of Aries planets. When the moon goes through your sign, it's going to bring an enhanced emotionality to everything. And if you have a stellium of planets in Aries, then you have also been dealing with this Saturn, Pluto, South Node square, and Jupiter trine for quite a while. So you also, my friends, are well familiar with the way that it's been making you feel. And so for you also, the moon going through there, it's going to add, though, more of an emotional flavor for you guys, depending on the area of life that it happens for you based on your house placement in your chart. Maybe it's been going like, okay, or maybe not, but it may or may not be like as emotionally driven with or emotionally felt, depending on the planets that you have there. But with the moon there, it's likely to bring, oh yeah, look at that. Green tea, fruit pigments, smells amazing. Like, why would you do anything else? I'm gonna wait a minute. I'm gonna line my lips while I wait, and then I'm gonna do my bottom lashes because I don't want it to like dot up everywhere. Okay, so we're lined. Like I said, I am going for a brighter lip and cheek today, so I went for a brighter liner, of course. I used this Essence liner in the shade Femme Fatale. That might just be a great liner theme for my Aries look. Sounds really good. I like it. Okay, so now I'm just going to do my bottom lashes, and then I'm going to do my lip. So yeah, you guys with stellium in Aries, and also the moon is a trigger for things. So as the moon goes through your sign, if you do have a lot of planets there, it might trigger off changes that are happening in relation to the square of Saturn and Pluto that are going on for you, depending on where that's happening for you, which depends on what? Your ascendant. And there are a lot of, if you like know anything about astrology, like there are websites like astro.com that you can go to and put in your birth information to find your ascendant and where all your planets are and stuff. Or in a little while, when I get some time, I'll put like a link in the description of someone that I know that you can contact, and he can run your chart for you. And you could do that too if you don't know how to just use like the free services. But yeah, it's really important to know your ascendant, I feel like, in order to like utilize the transits and know how they might play out for you. Although you can also just generally apply the energies, like knowing the energies. You don't have to know your houses too, because it is general and it does apply to like everyone in some way. So yes. All right, I am going to take my little buffer brush actually right here and just do this real quick. All right, so I think I said everything. I talked about my look. I talked about what my theme is for today, why I'm like not wearing red, but I have like fresh clean burst makeup. Going for a little more of like the dude vibe today, not so like hardcore feminine like a lot of the other signs. More graphic teen combat boots than flowers and curls, you know? So that's what we're doing. And you guys, like I said, your ruling planet is opposing Neptune and the black moon while the moon goes through your sign. So, self-love, try to control yourself emotionally. Let's not let our battle cry, rage on someone or something that may not necessarily be like where it should be being directed. You know what I mean? Especially with you, Aries, and all of your Mars warrior energy. Just try to put it into something else constructive. How about that? Channel it into something constructive. Maybe being extra active during that time may be helpful. I don't know. Just trying to think. Okay. So last but not least, before I set my face, this is our shade for today. Burt's Bees Matte Crayon in the shade Hawaiian Smolder. Are we ready? Let's do it. And this is not like a red. It's not really red at all. It's more like fuchsia. But that is what I wanted. And the liner is more red, more like pinky berry red. But I think I'm going to blend it a little bit to make it brighter on my lips. That's perfect. This actually matches my blush color, that Cozy color from 100% Pure, like perfectly. I'm just going to take this little teeny, use it for a lip brush and sort of do this. Just kind of like blend it a little bit. Yay! All right, so this is it. I need to set my face. Come here, Pacifica. I love this stuff. It's the Cherry Matte Setting Spray with hyaluronic acid. It's like 10 bucks. It smells so good, and it feels so good. All right. Now, I always do this. I'm going to take my little brush or sponge and just kind of like pat. Just to make sure everything is nice and sealed in. Especially up by my eyes. I just like to. So here I am back with my full Moon and Aries look for the day. Totally trying to be on my punk battle chick. I'm ready for anything. Let's go. Hit the streets. Black pants, combat boots, relaxed tank top. We got this vibe for the day, okay? For my makeup, I have pretty much actually a full face of 100% Pure products today. I went over my eyes just to begin with an eyeshadow shade from Zuzu called Casino, and it's just like a nude with this really light shimmer. And then I went across my lid with my black tea liner, liquid liner from 100% Pure, which I followed up with my black tea mascara from 100% Pure, which I absolutely love that stuff. Also, I went in for my cheek color to my cream cheek color from 100% Pure in the shade Posy. And then I threw on a little bit of the blush and the luminizer from the 100% Pure Punk Princess palette. For my lips today, I used a line from Essence in the color Femme Fatale, which I felt was suiting for my look. And also, then I went over in the matte lip crayon Hawaiian Smolder from Burt's Bees. I dusted the whole thing down with a little bit of bamboo setting powder from 100% Pure, and that's basically it. I used pretty much all 100% Pure products. Zuzu a little bit on my lid, Burt's Bees on my lips, and that's what we're working with. In terms of the astrology, you Aries ascendants, the new moon happened in Virgo in your 6th house. You may have been really busy this past month. The full moon happened in Pisces in your 12th house, conjunct Neptune and the black moon. So you may have been feeling quite tired, and there was potential for some type of maybe perhaps like a healing to go on for you guys. In terms of what's going on as the moon goes through Aries for you this month, Aries is in trine to Jupiter right now, and it's in square to the Saturn-Pluto South Node conjunction that's happening in Capricorn. So for y'all, as the moon goes through your sign, those energetics are going to be in effect. And also, as an ascendant in Aries, your chart ruler during this time when the moon goes through Aries, Mars, is going to be making an opposition to that black moon and Neptune in Pisces, where the full moon just occurred. So don't be surprised if over the next couple days you are feeling internal, like maybe angst or frustration, something like that. Also, for you Aries moon people, you're used to this energetic with the square to the Saturn, Pluto, and the cardinal signs, and also with the trine to Jupiter, because that's been ongoing for a little while now. And so as the moon goes through, there may just be an even more enhanced emotional deepness, internalness of what you're already experiencing. And the moon is also a trigger, so it might just trigger off those emotions in a deeper emotional feeling way. And the same goes for you Aries stellium people. As the moon goes through your sign and triggers off the changes that are happening for you with the square in the Saturn-Pluto South Node, and also the trine, the expansion from Jupiter, it may just set forth some of the changes that have been trying to be ongoing for you guys. So that's basically what I have for you today. That's my makeup, that's my Aries vibe that I'm going for, and that's the astrology. Hang tight, Aries people. It might be an emotionally triggered, passionate time the next couple days, but try to stay out of the lands of either depression or, like anger and rage, and try to just realize what's going on and know that you can get through this. And we will meet again for the moon in Taurus. Yay, time to be pretty. I'll see you guys soon. AstroBeauty out.